Oh, my God. The show just keeps on getting better. Tom Papa in studio. He's playing Hilarities in Cleveland this weekend. Make sure you go see Tom Papa. And now we welcome Penn Jillette to the show.
I'm in the house. I'm here at Opie and Anthony.
We just saw Penn on, I guess, Fox and Friends.
Yeah, there I was, sitting with Jackie Collins and some
Collins.
Tea Party radio person from L.A.
Wow.
And we were there. We were the ones that Fox had chosen to talk about who's going to be the next president.
Do they just take names and heave them together and in a hat, pull them out and say, hey, look, Penn Jillette.
This is a good combination.
I think it's whoever's publicist is, blowing them at the time. And we got to get these guys on, and we'll put you on somewhere. And you don't really care very much what segment you're on. It was like, I'm going to be on, and I don't really know whether I'm going to do an interview or whether I'm just going to be, but I was on the panel for talking about the president in 2012, also called, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah,
Shut up, man.
You just want to get the title of your book out. That's all you want.
That's all I want.
In that 6 minute
you
segment.
The title of the book. And the nutty thing is Jackie Collins is talking about how much money Michelle Obama paid for a vacation.
Right.
$10 million, that's too much. Right. And I'm saying we're spending, $50 billion a day killing motherfuckers in another country. Let's stop that. Right. And she's going, but look at how much money Michelle Obama's wasting. I go, I'll give her 10 times that if we stop taking the money to kill people. And I say, well, as my partner Teller says, we are using money we don't have to kill people we don't know for reasons we don't understand. Can we just stop that?
Just stop that part.
Perfect.
Stop the war. And I said, no, then we'll argue about Social Security. We got plenty
what did
of time.
Jackie go? So then the president walked into the Lincoln bedroom and slowly disrobed as his wife waited eagerly, breasts just undulating under the...
His angry manhood.
Yes, his angry manhood.
Sprung from the strait of a dress.
Where are you at politically? Do you
I'm
give a
a libertarian nut.
Oh, nice.
I just want nice small government. Do as little as you can. Leave people alone.
What do you think about the, since politics is brought up, what do you think about this American Jobs Act that Obama's been saying, sign it, sign it, sign it, and then his financial crony was the guy that had to come out and tell how it was going to be paid for. He never said it. He sent his financial crony and said, all right, all you bitches are being taxed up the asshole. That's how we're getting $450 billion.
Well, I read this article, and I am as far from socialist you could possibly be. But there was this article on, I think, like the Huffington Post or something.
Oh, boy.
That a guy wrote that just said, our problem in this country is no jobs, but our problem is not enough stuff. We have plenty of food. We have plenty of houses. We have plenty of shit.
Right.
We just don't have jobs, people to get it. We don't need people working. We can just give them this stuff. And I thought, well, this is the first argument for socialism that I've ever heard. Not everybody works, but rather some of you guys, you don't have to work.
Right.
The smart guys, we'll go out, we'll work, we'll get all the shit done, and you guys really can sit, smoke dope, and watch TV, and we'll make Fritos for you, because we got machines that do it. And the machines will make the Fritos fast enough, you don't need to bother getting a job. So, send all the jobs overseas, make other people do it, and let's just pick, 37% of the country, you just say, you guys don't work, you watch TV and eat Fritos, the rest of us, we've got it.
You know what I love about Penn? Of course, I could never politically agree with that. But Penn always throws out these ideas I've never fucking heard before. So at least it's something new.
This is not my idea. And also, I'm a libertarian. I don't believe their entitlements are giving people something for nothing. Although the argument that everybody should be paid the same and do all this work and have a safety net, I don't buy. But the idea we've got enough shit, don't bother working, I kind of like. I would never want to be in that category. I can't imagine anything worse than not working. But I know guys who don't want to work.
Yeah.
I mean, guys that are really happy.
I don't want to work.
Sure.
You're looking at a few guys. We don't want to work anymore.
But they came out. Yeah, that is true.
It came out 43 million Americans living in poverty there, Penn Jillette.
I know.
Yeah.
But our argument earlier today, we didn't talk about it on the radio. Most of those people, they don't care.
Well, there's also where the
they're
line
happy.
of poverty is.
Yeah.
They're happy where they're at.
There's just a big disparity now between what they say are the wealthy and the poor. That class war that I think everybody's trying to put into the next election.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, Obama is for the downtrodden, and these Republicans and Tea Partiers, they're for the elite rich. But there's a whole mid-range of people that work every day. They squeak by, they pay their bills, they save up, they take their vacations, maybe not to the best places, but that's the majority of people, not the impoverished or the wealthy. But those are the two that they concentrate on and try to pit against each other.
Yeah, also, Obama's not poor. He has hundreds of dollars.
No, he's a very wealthy man.
Hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Hundreds of dollars, I believe. Yes, and his wife has to have in the tens of dollars.
Probably nothing on him ever.
No,
no money on him.
The president, he needs nothing.
Not a wallet.
Not even a pen.
No, not a pen.
He's never standing at like when we tour, we get into hotels, at 3 a.m, and the way the crew can make money is if they have singles and quarters for the vending machine, they can get hundreds out of me and Tal. Listen, I just gotta have a ding dong. It's 3 a.m. There's no dinner. There's no room service. All I've got's 100. Well, I've got $4, sir.
$4. That's the trade.
$100 ding dong.
That drinks cake is good. You go into the mini bar and tell her, said, I will never be rich enough to pay $8 for a Coca-Cola. Yeah. And I said, tell her you will never be rich enough, but you'll be thirsty enough.
You'll be thirsty enough. That's like that Twilight Zone. One drink, one bar of gold. When they took the gold, he's like, I'm out of gold. And then gold wound up being worthless because it was the future. Oh, that episode.
Now you give it away.
I know, I'm a spoiler. Let me tell you, it wasn't the Twilight episode where the couple thought they were dead. Oh, that's 90% of them. I don't know. Maybe we're already dead. All right, we get it.
What do you think of Perry and the rest of them? They're debating.
I think Rick Perry's our next president.
Yeah.
So we could just be done.
I really do think we're looking at a Perry Romney ticket.
This guy's got momentum.
I do. They look, both of them together look like, hey, those are the two white guys we want to be in office again. That's what we need.
But
two white guys.
Here's the problem. One of the problems I have with Perry. Perry thinks the government can't do anything. He thinks they're incompetent. He thinks they're fuck-ups. He thinks they're stupid.
So where's the problem?
I agree with all of
yes.
that. And then he thinks, but they'll never make a mistake killing someone. The death penalty is fine. They never fuck that up. They can't deliver mail. They can't do the taxes right. But killing motherfuckers, we
got that figured
perfectly.
out.
Right. We have that. So, why don't you just... one of the great arguments against the death penalty, besides the morality one, is just, we'll fuck it up.
Someone might get... fall through the cracks into that needle, and that could happen.
And I love the stance of the government is completely ridiculous, it completely doesn't work, and that's why I'm in it.
And I want to be part of it.
Right. I want to be the leader
I'm part
of
of this. Oops. Well, why don't those two stop fucking fighting then and shut the fuck up?
This is the season.
No,
for
I know,
that.
but they're killing each other.
Is. I don't like
You suck. No, you suck, and then they're going to work together eventually.
Was that actually the words they used?
They might as well.
You suck.
They might as well.
No, you suck. And I think there was a third. No, you suck. Infinity.
Well,
someone said that and really fucked him up.
What?
Someone really fucked him up.
You really think Perry could take it?
I don't know. I'm not an expert on this.
If the election were held tomorrow, it would be unconstitutional. But I just want to bring that up.
I like Ron Paul.
A lot of people do, but
trying to get him on the
a
show.
little wacky, that guy.
He's really crazy.
He's a little wacky.
He's crazier than a shithouse rat, but I like him. And the thing I love about him is he does believe in creationism. He does believe in all this shit that I don't. But his belief that the government should be separate is so strong that I don't care.
Yeah, right. I do kind of like that. What do you think? A lot of people are jumping on the fact that he's advocating the HPV shots for girls that are like 12 years old. Because a lot of these girls get this HPV, and the percentage is astounding.
Yeah.
Like, is that anything different than any other inoculation?
We can just fix it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing that's so.
But,
why
yeah,
would
yeah.
it's something one of the things we fixed. We haven't fixed cancer. We fixed this.
Right, we fixed this. We fixed like smallpox for the most part here in the country, polio, things like that. Like, why is that? I think because the other side is advocating, you get it from
That's
fucking.
the only reason.
You get it from
Don't
fucking.
act like there's a mystery.
Oh,
That's
I know,
the thing.
I know,
You know,
but-
if you got it from Pop-Tarts, it would be mandatory.
Right.
Everybody, these girls
Give
about
me the
13 or
shot.
so, they start eating Pop-Tarts. They're going to get this. Better give them, we're there.
Give him a shot. But his constituency, people don't like it because it's almost like he's advocating sex for a 12-year-old.
Right.
But it's like, no, this is a communicable disease.
He is saying absolutely that 12-year-olds are not having sex.
No.
That's why we do it then.
Do it then. It's too
Get in
late by
early.
the time they get a dick in them. It's over, Johnny. Yeah.
Well, actually, it's a game of numbers.
It really is a game of numbers.
The first dick, not that likely.
Right.
Second dick, not that likely. Once you get up to 740 dicks, very likely. I mean, there is what we call the tipping point.
It really is. You can throw those dice. You will crap out eventually. Yes.
Absolutely.
The ticking point.
The house always wins, and she always gets PVC or PPC or PHC or STP.
But I mean, the idea that sex is magic, and also
Magic?
what he's saying,
That's hilarious. You're right.
What he's saying is that 12-year-olds in the next 30 years, it's possible they'll have sex.
Right.
It's not that terrifying and horrible a thing.
Exactly.
You know, a lot of dads of daughters have to accept that fact.
Yeah.
That sometime,
That's gonna be a rough one.
You know, we want grandchildren. We don't ever want our kids to fuck. You know, you can't have both. At some point, you've got to accept one.
Yes.
So, I mean, and then, of course, you have to argue about the government making it mandatory stuff. That's a whole different argument.
Now, that's a whole thing.
Right.
The government stepping into this, I don't know. I don't know what the solution is either. I don't know how you dole this out. But how do we dole out, other inoculations
you can't
for
go to school
children?
without them. And that's what you do.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
So
There you go.
maybe since this is 12 years old, you can't go to the mall without it.
Right. Yeah.
Have your little, if you're going to be banged over by the
Yes.
by the Banana Republic.
If you're going over to Spencer Gifts, they should have.
Attention, sluts. Attention, all you 12-year-old sluts. Get your inoculation. Start fucking.
Because I think they think that's what's going to happen. Is now they'll be like, hey, I'm safe. This is great. But no, it's.
But there is not one person who's not fucking because of this virus.
Yes.
It doesn't change. It doesn't change anything.
It doesn't
And I
put a
also think-
shanker on you. It doesn't, make you ooze stuff out of your dig.
No.
It just happens to give women cervical cancer.
And what you want to think about is the researchers.
Yes.
The guys who've dedicated their whole lives and they go, this is a horrible thing, cervical cancer. We want to solve it.
Right.
Oh, man, we've solved it. No one will get this again. Woohoo!
Yeah.
They're not going to take the fucking shot. What? You don't want to take the? Cervical. We did it.
Yeah, we got
every
this.
one of you should be sucking our dicks right now. We're heroes.
As long as you have the shot.
And you're arguing about it.
Yes.
We solved it. We solved it. The guys working their ass off. They cure AIDS. And then people go, we're not sure we're going to do it. I cured AIDS. Shut the fuck up.
You know
we
what?
cured it. We did our job.
Well-
Just take the fucking shot.
Penn, that sounds very good, but that will make more people homosexuals. That would be the argument. It's like, now you're telling people that you're condoning the bath. It's coming back to the bathhouses.
No.
Plato's Retreat is opening next door from you. I gather, sir.
We just don't want people's skin to rot off their bodies. You asked us to fix it. We fixed it.
the shit. You bastards, we fixed it.
We fixed it.
Some diseases we're not quite fixed yet. This one fixed.
Exactly.
Yes. Good. Work on it.
Yeah, we did it.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
That's the
It's
guy you
lunacy.
want to
It
have
does
on your
astound
show.
me.
Find that guy.
Find that guy.
Find the guy
fucking
that's now
If
pissed
he's
off.
listening, have him call in and go, I was on that team. What are you going to say to these people that don't want the vaccine? Fuck you. You know what I'm doing the rest of my life? I'm going to sit whacking off. That's what I'm... Because you don't like... We developed the shit. You don't use it. Fuck you.
You don't like the work I've done? I've toiled over this.
Gotta
We
just
thought you'd call.
I can walk away. I'll just sit and wait for the Nobel Prize.
Right.
if you need me, I'll be sitting out with all the chicks who don't have this virus. We'll be there with cervixes that don't have cancer, having a good time. If you need us, go to our webpage, ifuckanyone.com.
Yeah. I have a garage full of shots.
Just sitting there in boxes.
Oh, my God. Let's see.
Collecting dust.
This is Dr. Steve checking in.
How about he fucking calls the
He
show?
says HPV causes cervical cancer, so it's a preventable cancer with the vaccine. Anyone against the vaccine is a fucking idiot. By the way, Penn fucking rules.
Oh, thank you.
That is the
Hey,
great
look at that.
Dr. Steve.
And he hates everyone.
And he's a real doctor.
But I want the real doctor who actually worked on
Who
this.
actually worked
Yeah, that
on
would
it.
be great.
Just to call up and
When you contact him, he'd be like, I've been waiting for this call.
Finally, a little appreciation
Finally, you're here.
for what I've done.
I think that the greatest show in the world would be to find people who are that day. Like, I wanted to find the day that Clinton got caught on the blowjob and was working his way out of it. I thought everybody should be interviewing Gary Hart. So you just go, what the fuck? What the fucking fuck? I'm on the fucking boat with someone I don't work with, and I'm just running for president, and they fucking rip me a new asshole, and I'm out of the whole thing, and this motherfucker is fucking someone that works for him in the Oval Office. What the fucking fuck? Thank you, Gary Hart. We'll be back with more right after
We'll be back with more.
when I was living in New York like years ago, remember this was the guy that got arrested for beating the rat to death?
Yeah.
I just said, why don't they get him on every morning going, I beat a fucking rat
It's
to
a
death.
rat.
It's a rat.
There's plenty of them, and they're hurting people.
He was coming after his son.
Right. Yeah.
He called animal control. There's a rat, a dirty sewer rat, chasing his infant son around the living room. He calls animal control. He waits, and animal control doesn't show up, so the rat is going over at his son, so he, beats it to death with a chair. And he gets arrested. And I'm wondering, he didn't want to beat a rat to death
No, he
with a
didn't go
chair.
out that day.
He really,
Right.
no, but he really wanted someone else to do it.
Yes.
Absolutely. You want animal control to come in. Let's find a guy who's done this before.
Yes.
Because no matter how bad this is, if you've done it before, it's a little bit better.
Right.
The first time you beat a sewer rat to death with a chair, that's the hardest time.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like when guys tell me the first time they kill a guy.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the hard. Get the guy who's already done it.
Right.
The beginning of the James Bond Casino Royale,
Right.
where he's sitting there.
He's killing a rat?
And, yes, he's killing a rat. He's describing to this guy his first kill, and it's one of those great opening bathroom fight scenes
Right.
Of James Bond, and he kills the guy. And they're discussing how he felt about it, and he goes, "Yeah, second one's a lot easier," and then drills him right in the fucking forehead, and then it starts. But it is that type of vibe where it's like the second, third,
Right.
I'm sure even crazy serial killers. That first one, you're like, look at those lifeless eyes staring back at me. This is a little freaky. It's freaking me out. And by the third, fourth one, you're with
whistling a happy tune.
Yeah, she's in the tub and you're cutting her limbs off.
You're chasing that first high.
Yeah, that's got to be it. Like, anything, maybe, Coke,
But
whatever.
who had the problem with the rat being killed?
A lot of
They
animal
actually-
people.
They actually let him go finally.
Yeah, but who had the problem?
The
We all
animal
hate
control
rats.
person showed up,
Right.
and there was a guy beating a rat to death with a chair. So they cuffed him and took him in.
Oh,
Right.
God.
That's just fucked up.
Why?
It's a rat.
And now he knows with a second rat, you don't start with the feet. You go right to the head.
It wasn't a baby seal. It was a dirty fucking city rat.
Yeah, like if the guy wanted to kill rats, he could do it any time of any day in
Right.
New York City.
But you don't call animal control first.
Right.
That was his mistake.
yeah, right.
He called animal
He's
control.
probably mad
first.
that he was
the
doing
guys
his job.
who want to kill rats with chairs, they don't drop a quarter first. They
They
start
just
beating
kill the
them.
rat.
Yeah, just kill the rat. Yeah.
Rats rule.
It's really hard to kill something. What have you killed?
What did I kill? Just bugs.
It's
and
really
shit.
hard.
Yeah, it's
Once
hard.
the thing
Fish.
decides
We were
you're
talking
trying
about-
to kill it,
Yeah.
it turns into this battle.
Up close is that's weird. Hand-to-hand combat with killing something. No,
Yeah.
I've killed with a rifle and only like a small game like rabbits and shit like that, and then you skin him and eat him. To be a man in
Right.
California with my dad, I had to kill something.
We would-
of course, lest I start sucking a cock. Father. You know,
We would put a
geez.
lot of kittens in pillowcases and throw them in the water.
you would
No.
not. That is horrible.
No, I'm not.
How is that horrible?
Those fucking guys.
You know, I have.
You just saw Penn's
I hate
face.
that story that
you believed
comes
it for
up
half
in
a
the
second.
Well, I was copping wood. That's why. I'm now going to, people say you go on the radio, you say anything that pops into your head. Have you ever pissed off Teller? Have anything you've said ever pissed off Teller? And my answer is always no. And right now, I'm going to cross a line and tell you something that might piss off Teller.
Okay.
Nice.
I like this.
Very good.
Teller's on the phone right now.
Teller has this. He has two fabulous rabbit stories. One rabbit story is when he was a pretentious college student doing his silent magic show, Teller's Silent Wonder Show, the most pretentious thing ever, which had the worst pacing possible. It was Teller silent, kind of like standing in a kind of a ballet type position.
Oh shit!
And the bit he did was the creation of life. Where he produced little pieces of white paper out of no. Now remember, all of this is happening over the period of like 45 minutes in a library basement. Slow. Without even like pretentious Bach music, but just silence. So 8 people in a library basement with Teller as pretentious as possible doing the creation of life.
That's great.
And he was to produce finally a rabbit. So, what a magician does, you produce a rabbit, right?
Yeah.
Boom, I'm out on stage. Good evening, here's a rabbit, but it hops off stage. You're done. But Teller's going to take 40 minutes to create the rabbit and do the whole thing. So he had a rabbit that was he had worked with a little bit. Of course, these days, of course, Teller didn't practice ever or rehearse anything ever. So he's just going to go out and do this. And he has this rabbit. And the rabbit, about 3 weeks before the gig, the rabbit croaks.
Oh shit!
So he has to get another rabbit. And he hears from someone that they've got a rabbit. So he says, okay, I'm covered. I'm going to have a rabbit the day of the show. And the day of the show, he gets the rabbit, and this rabbit is this not like a rabbit, but like a hare jackrabbit, evil, big ears, strong,
not a funny
rabbit. And Teller, not a man mountain himself, is unable to subdue the rabbit to get it into the bag. So Teller has a friend at college who is a medical student. Now, once you have any story that has, he had a friend at college who was a medical student, you've got a good story.
Yes.
So the medical student says that he will give the rabbit a shot. And he will down out the rabbit. So now he's going to create drugged out, downed out life. You know what I mean? He's going to create Eminem Rabbit. And
oh shit!
So the college student, medical student. Now remember, he's in liberal arts college, so the medical student just has a little interest in medicine. It's not like he's actually taking any courses. And it's a hobby. He's got a hypo with Teller, full of like some sort of downer, right? I mean, I don't know, probably whatever it is. And they're going to give the shot to the rabbit before he goes in there, and he gives him the shot and severs the back of the rabbit's spinal column.
Oh, no.
So Teller now has a downed-out rabbit who can't move his back legs. So
Crippled rabbit.
Teller does his creation of life in front of the people in the library basement and then produces this rabbit that crawls across the floor, pulling its back legs behind it. So Teller has this weak, crippled rabbit, and the show does not go well. Because and also it's pretty good though, because it's thematically it actually has some content now. If you were to create life, you'd fuck it up. The Frankenstein.
Not all life is perfect. Sure.
And then the other part of the story is Teller then decides that the rabbit should be killed because the rabbit is suffering, and they've done this, and he's not going to ever do his stupid show again. So the rabbit has lived out its usefulness. The guy who loaned him the rabbit doesn't want the injured rabbit back, so he now has this Ironside rabbit, paralyzed rabbit, and Teller decides to take it to the vet to have it put down is going to be like $50. And that's a waste of time. So Teller is going to drown the crippled rabbit.
Oh my God!
In the bathtub.
In the bathtub.
He's going to hate you, man.
And Teller has said, even very gentle things, when they realize you're trying to kill them, really do fight back. Yes. So it turns out that Teller says this is the most horrific moment of his life in the bathtub with a crippled rabbit, trying to get it to shove off the mortal coil while the rabbit desperately wants to live.
Still silent.
Still just silent. That is horrid.
Did he drown the rabbit?
Finally, the rabbit expired.
It took a while.
If the rabbit had won, he would now be my partner in Vegas.
Do you know that whatever worked on that rabbit was flailing like crazy to try to get its face out of the water?
Yeah.
Because that's what you do.
Yeah, of course.
As a rabbit or a person or anything in between, yes, you don't want your face in the water. You can't breathe.
Think about that rabbit, though. First of all, you're brought into an act.
Yes.
You can't move your legs for some reason. They put some shot on you. You're kind of dopey. Then you go through this whole thing, end up hours later in a bathtub. He must have been looking at him like, dude, why?
Yeah, what did I do?
Why?
Where does this end?
I was eating lettuce. I was hanging out.
The greatest act I ever saw, the greatest magic act I ever saw on this particular subject, was we were in the 80s. We were at this magic convention right here in New York at the Waldorf. And magic conventions have on the morning, they have the junior competitions. And so at 10 o'clock, all these these are all amateur magicians. They own hardware stores and they buy tricks and they come in for the big magic convention. But there's the junior competition, and the children who are in this competition are very, very excited, but no one else gives a fuck. They're there for the big thing. But there is a good thing about it, because all these under 16-year-old, under 18-year-old magicians all have their sisters as their assistants. And the sisters have been outfitted by the mothers who sewed them cute little magician assistants costumes, which they have then grown out of over the 2 years he's been working on it. So what you see is the 18-year-old older sister with her tits bursting out of a bustier that mom sewed, while her nerdy 16-year-old brother in a tuxedo that doesn't fit dances around doing hack tricks. You grab a donut, grab a cup of coffee, and talk to your friends while watching this out of the corner of your eye.
That sounds fantastic.
It's the greatest thing in the world. So there is a trick, and I'm going to have to describe to you the whole trick and how it's done, if you understand this.
Oh, please.
There's a thing called the dove pan. And the dove pan, and you've seen it done a zillion times, a person takes a pan, like a chafing dish, with 90-degree angle sides. And then he puts lighter fluid in there, and he lights it on fire, and it burns. And then he takes the cover of the pan, which fits on perfectly, and slams it down to eliminate the air part of the fire triangle.
This ain't gonna go good.
And then when he pulls it off, inside it's called a dove pan, usually a dove. It can also be done with a rabbit. It can also be done with any small livestock. So there's an acting issue in this, right? Which is, the acting issue is you have to put lighter fluid in the pan, then you have to light the lighter fluid on fire, then you have to act surprised that it's burning after you've done it.
Right.
Act a little bit shocked. Look around for what you're going to grab. Grab this big, heavy cover that has your load in it. Slam it down there. Lift the cover off, and out of this comes comes the dove. So the kid is set up to do this, and the kid's got his tuxedo on, and he's playing the Star Wars theme. And he's kind of dancing. He's got his little wand, and it's going. Da-da-da-da. And his sister, who's all I care about, who's about 18 years old, and is gone from when the costume was made. And she was very flat-chested. She is now sporting a pair of double Ds, and she's now in the same thing that her mother sewed her.
That's the magic.
And the young magician, I gotta just quickly say, he's hoping you're staring at him and maybe discovering him, and you're busy looking at his sister and
Absolutely.
the big tits.
And the judges are all there looking at, and he pulls out
You
the
could
dove.
give a fuck about
he
him
pulls
and
out
his
the
magic.
dove pan, right? And every single person, there's probably 300 people milling around in this big ballroom. Every single person there sees the pan and knows the whole trick.
Right.
He's doing a dove. They go, he's doing the dove pan, and they look around, and start telling you. So Harry, did you see that paddle trick the guy was doing in the room the other night?
Right.
Oh, there's this card thing that one of the guys is doing. Have you seen that? Let me show you. Because no one's paying any attention, right? And he's got a can of Ronson lighter fluid.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's got like a jacket on it. His mother has sewn. The Ronson lighter fluid fits into its container much better than the sister. No part of that is spilling out, and it's nice and glittery. So we don't know what it is. Right. We don't know that he's putting fuel in. It's just magic juice. But he has the music was not composed for him. John Williams did not do an orchestration of the Star Wars theme for this kid. Yeah. So he's playing the record. Da, 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 and you want to put in about a 16th or an 8th of an inch of lighter fluid in the bottom of the pan. Da, ba, da, 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 da. Then you light it on fire. But he has gotten ahead. You get jacked up.
Yeah.
This is the big show of his life. He's done all his other tricks much quicker than he expected. So now he's got at the Star Wars thing when the dove is going to come out, and he's nowhere near it yet. He's a minute from it.
Oh, shit.
So he and his sister are dancing around going, da 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 da, and he's squeezing the lighter fluid. Da 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 da, more lighter fluid. Da 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 da. Now it's a half can in the bottom. Da 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 da. Now he's got the whole can. He's now emptied an entire can of Ronson lighter fluid into a small pan.
They're going to love this.
I'm watching the sister, right? The other magicians in the room are talking to each other.
Right.
I'm the only one with my eyes toward the stage. And as I'm watching her going, man, I guess they probably sewed that for her when she was like 14. And she's still doing this. And the mother, of course, is still her little girl. She doesn't realize that this is this is a swimsuit catalog.
He's an amazing sexual object.
But in order to look at her, I'm looking through this nerdy Minnesota kid putting a full can of Ronson fuel into the pan. Da, 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 da. And I start realizing it's been going on a little while, so I start tapping people.
You might want to look at that.
Putting a lot of fuel. There's a lot of fuel in that pan. There's a lot of fuel in that pan. He's put a lot of fuel.
Pass the word.
There's a lot of fuel in that. There's a lot of fuel in that pan. Okay?
Fuel.
But I haven't done anything about it. I've just kind of told
Well, you gotta let it happen.
Oh, yeah.
6 guys who own hardware stores that there's something bad that might happen.
Yeah.
And everybody's kind of turned toward it. And the judges who are watching this and judging it, you can kind of see them turning to each other going, a lot of fuel. A lot of fucking fuel. And the kid backs away and he lights the match. Da, 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 da. So now he's got, a cup of flammable petroleum products in a pan on stage, and he's got a match that he's holding above it. And I, in one of these like slow motion running, things, I go, no, don't, hey, no. Over the you hear one voice, one lone voice going, hey, don't. And the kid looks back to me
Heckle
and then
me,
just drops the match.
Oh.
And everything
And you see it in
goes
slow motion.
Yeah, absolutely. We're now 44,000 frames a second as the match just goes. And the sound. And it just goes. Now, his acting job, which was to act like he didn't expect that fire, now becomes really, really simple. Right? Because now his acting, holy fuck! And the sister stops, and everybody stops. And now there's a flame. Well, you can imagine, I don't want to exaggerate, but a full can of lighter fluid in an open pan has just been touched. So the flame's coming up 1.5 feet, 2 feet. And it's a robust flame. Okay, it's a robust flame to the point that the sister's no longer dancing.
No, he's worried.
Everything is stopped dead, and then the kid grabs the Dove top, with the cover to put it on and put it out. Right. Now, everybody in the audience, any normal audience, somebody would be fooled by this. But this is an audience 100% magicians. So we all know that he is now taking a living thing and slamming it into an inferno. Right? So he slams this top down that has a bird in there. Now, none of you would know it had a bird in there. All of us knew there was a bird in there. And I'm going, don't put, because if we just let it go, it would just burn out, right? No, don't. And he takes the top and he slams it down because he's scared. And this is just basic physics.
Right.
All the lighter fluid spills out over the side, and now he has his little magic table that Dad spent $85 for is now entirely on fire. There is a burning ring of fire on stage. There is this pan in the middle, and everyone in the audience knows there's a bird in there. A living bird is in there. And so now it's not just Penn. Now it's the entire audience yelling, "The dove! The dove! The dove! The dove!" So he reaches over to pull the top off and get the dove out, and by now the top is so hot, he burns his hand. Ow. And he pulls away.
Shit.
So now we're all standing there. Now, it's not a big deal, right? Birds get cooked all the fucking time. They boil live lobsters.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. We're humans. We're predators. We kill, but not during the Star Wars thing. It's a different thing. And he now has everyone's attention totally on him, and he pulls down his tuxedo coat. Because, it's too big for him. Yeah. Pulls down his tuxedo coat over his hand. And he reaches onto the knob and he starts jiggling this inferno, right? To try to get the top off. And he pulls the top off. And by now they've killed me. Ba, 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 ba.
Yeah.
The music is now stopped. There is no sound. You can't even hear the beautiful sine wave form of her breast jiggling. There is no sound. There's no movement in the room. Everyone's just got their Danish half out of their mouth, their coffee in their hand.
Horrified.
And it's now, the shot is, IMAX. It's just the top of that, and there's nothing. There's just a dead bird in there. And all of a sudden, out of the top, this bird's head pops up, so just a head. In this hot little burning pan of hell. This Johnny Cash ring of fire. And the bird hops up to the edge, shakes its head, shakes its feathers, and flies over to where it belongs on top of the cage. And the crowd goes. They're just screaming. And it is the best magic trick I ever saw. Everything about it was absolutely perfect. And the dove was okay.
Is there video of this anywhere?
No, there's no video.
Yeah, because it was an
The
amateur
kid just
show.
goes, ta-da!
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
The aristocrats.
I knew what I was doing the whole time.
Hey,
hacks.
That's great.
a technical question. The dove is in the lid, right?
Yeah.
Why doesn't it fly away?
It's
What kind of
there's one large pan that's going to be on the bottom.
Yeah, I got that, but
There's
it's in the
another pan
lid.
that nests in it.
Right.
So that pan has the dove in it with the top on it.
So he's like
So
sandwiched between another
he's sandwiched
pan.
in.
Dove is in a pan.
Yeah.
So when I lift up the top, this is hard to explain on the radio, but I have the top like this, and you think the top is just a cover.
Right,
but the
right.
top is a whole pan underneath it.
Gotcha.
So I lift it up like this and slam it down, and all I've done is put a pan with a cover on it on a table. real. It just so happens there's a pan around it.
Gotcha.
Pan within a pan.
A pan within a pan.
Yes.
And then it has little, it's held in place with like little broom clips, right? So when you put it down there, there's enough friction that it holds it there, and the top comes off.
Because
lifting the lid off and seeing the pan come out of the pan
Let's
might fuck things up.
good. And you know what?
I never knew that.
If you put a 16th inch of lighter fluid in there and light it on fire and then slam this down, it goes right out.
Right.
But a whole, a half, a full cup.
It's going to come out between the two pans.
It comes out of the side, and the dub was...
yes, hydrodynamics dictates that it will...
That's two great stories there.
Holy
shit.
Oh, man.
We should break.
That's great.
We haven't even talked about the book that's on the...
God, no. Signs Me Are to Be an Atheist and Other Magical Tales. Penn Jillette. 3 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list.
Congratulations.
Going
So
for
go buy that book. Because, last time I was on, my boss, Glenn, was out there going, I'm holding up the book to Opie. He doesn't say a fucking word about it.
We mentioned it a bunch of times, that motherfucker.
What's the book about?
Oh,
It's
really? It's great.
Seriously.
I like this guy. It's called Signs You May Already Be an Atheist and Other Magical Tales.
Right.
And it is stories of a godless life in Las Vegas. And it is
True
also
stories?
true stories.
yeah.
And mostly a lot of theological stuff hidden in with dropping my cock in a blow dryer. all sorts of things that happen to me.
All ties together.
I was telling Penn outside the studio, I've read half. I was on vacation. I love doing a lot of reading when I'm on vacation, but then I got kicked out because of a hurricane, so it fucked up my reading of the second half of his book. The first half is awesome, though.
Wow, that's great.
The Siegfried and Roy story, unbelievable. And when we get back, I want to talk about your parties, which you talk about in the book.
We'll talk about that all you want.
He has parties just as crazy as you,
crazy
but the
party.
difference is there's no alcohol.
Yeah, he doesn't drink.
Which I got to get into this after the break. I don't get it. I don't get it. And Tom Papa's at Hilarities in Cleveland this weekend, so make sure you check out Tom Papa if you're in the Cleveland area. More with Penn Jillette and Tom Papa. Stay there.
Sirius XM, the virus.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another performance of My Thoughts on Life with Andy Rooney. Regrettably, Mr. Rooney has developed an unsightly goiter and will not be performing this evening. In his place, please welcome award-winning thespian, James Norton.
I'm Andy Rooney. Nobody wonders why I complain. I've been doing it since 1967 on the same show every week. No one wonders. People wonder why God hasn't struck me down. People wonder if I shit my pants occasionally. Do you ever notice I ran out of shit to talk about in 1971 and somebody's been too polite to fire me? I must have naked photos of Les Moonves or somebody else in CVS. And my shoes. I miss a lot of things about being younger. Barefoot in the summer, remembering to pull down my pants before I defecate. I miss those days. Sometimes I sit on the toilet for an hour reading the paper, and then someone says, your pants are still on, Andy, and I feel like a silly goose.
This concludes tonight's performance of My Thoughts on Life with Andy Rooney, starring James Norton.
The virus, Sirius XM. It's the Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh, this is for Penn Jillette. This rules. You don't have headphones on.
I will put them on.
We should have been playing this during the storytelling, but here it is for you.
I can imagine.
All right, let me reset here. Tom Papa in studio for Jim Norton, just killing it today. He's going to be at Hilarities in Cleveland. And then we got Penn Jillette, who's also just killing with his stories. And he's, I guess, sort of promoting the book, right? Even though you don't need promotion anymore, sir.
Well, I always need you.
Aww. The book is called God Knows, Signs You May Already Be an Atheist and Other Magical Tales. And E-Rock reminded me in the hallway, the David Blaine stuff. I applaud you.
Well, thank you.
I do not like David Blaine, and I'll tell you, it's very, very simple with me. A lot of the shit he does, I've been in radio since I was 18. They're old morning zoo radio tricks.
Sure. I'm going to be in a box box under Times Square with no disco. No disco here. No.
I could have been David Blaine. When I was working in Buffalo, I was offered, and I was too scared, I'll be honest, to be buried alive. And I was also offered the being frozen in a block of ice trick.
Sure.
Those are morning zoo fucking bits. And then the mainstream media, I'm like, you don't know that this shit has been done for decades by some loser in Des Moines, Iowa, trying to get some ratings?
I've said that many times. He's just doing morning radio stuff. The other thing that amazes me is
that's all it was.
I didn't know that.
You start out doing card tricks, and then all of a sudden try to claim you have superpowers. Yeah. Now I can hold my breath longer than anybody in the world. But you were doing card tricks. No. Now I'm an endurance artist. I'm not a magician. But you were doing card tricks. Shut up. I now have. Shut up. I have special powers now.
When does that happen?
Now I cock my eyebrow. You know what it runs out? When you realize that practicing card tricks is really, really hard, and sitting in a box with your own shit, not that tough.
No. And the block of ice is easy, too, because there's enough space between you and the ice that you're actually kind of warm in there, Tom Papa. The biggest part is you get a little cramp in your calves because you're standing the whole fucking time.
Do you actually stay in there?
The hardest part is keeping the ice frozen.
Right.
That's the hard part.
Yeah, because then your body heat is kind of melting it away.
But I mean,
you're not suffering there. You're standing a lot.
When he first did that in Times Square, standing is hard. When he first did that as a thing, I said, didn't anybody study igloos in grade school?
Right.
The
people lived in them, stayed warm in them.
Nook of the North. When I was in third grade, your teacher said to you, it would seem like it would be impossible to live in a house of ice. But with insulation, the actual snow and ice act as insulation, and you could be warm inside. Right. And every third grader goes, oh, yeah, I get that.
That makes
and then
sense.
all of a sudden, the Today Show has forgotten this. He's in a block of ice. He's freezing his fucking nuts off. It's igloos.
How long did he stay in there?
I don't know, 10 minutes. I don't know.
I don't know. A couple days, maybe.
Didn't he do somewhere he was for a couple days or something?
He did a thing in England.
Well, that in your book is great.
Where he was in a box not eating for 2 months.
Right.
And the greatest thing about that is that Paul McCartney, the cute Beatle,
Right.
Came up.
The nice Beatle.
To see him, the nice Beatle.
Yes.
Came up and said, I'm here to see the cunt in the box. Now, of course, that word is a different connotation in England. But still, can you imagine, if the cute Beatle said that about me, I'd be so thrilled. I called up David and said, congratulations.
I'll tell you what he is. He's the cute Beatle, the nice Beatle, and the stupidest Beatle because he's getting remarried again this weekend.
Wow.
Why would you do that after the last one?
He's
took
a
half a fucking billion or whatever.
Because that's how much he's got.
Yeah.
You think it just doesn't?
Big deal.
Good point, then.
How does David Blaine levitate?
Did you watch it or did you hear about it?
I saw it in the late night. Remember he had the late night infomercial kind of thing.
Oh, the infomercial thing, yeah.
Is it a fake leg, that one with the fucking...
No, it's so much simpler than that. But David Blaine revolutionized. I mean, the best magic special done in the history of American television is David Blaine's Street Magic. I mean, that's a thing. We can make fun of him all we want.
I like that.
But that was an amazing special. Because he got this incredible idea. And the incredible idea was, why don't we show the people being amazed?
Right.
Every other person had done these cameras in the audience on stage, and they hadn't really shown going out to people. And he really did that. And the tricks he did, it's kind of like being a musician and listening to Louie Louie, you're very tempted to say, well, that's really easy to play. But the fact is the people are dancing their asses off.
Yeah.
And the David Blaine tricks weren't that hard, but who cares? He killed with them. He brought people this huge amount of joy. It was a fabulous. I mean, if you ask me, and we remember, Penn and Teller have done several magic specials. If you ask me what I think the best one is, I say David Blaine.
Mm-hmm.
We're lucky to come in third or fourth on that.
Right.
He just killed it. And that means, I'm talking about all magic specials since the beginning of TV.
Wow.
David Blaine did the best one.
Well,
for the reactions.
What's the problem with him? Because it seems like he could come up with something cooler.
Yeah, it's hard. It's just hard to do. Magic is hard. I don't know why I'm quoting Teller so much this morning, but I'll try to say something besides
magic is hard.
Besides Rabbit Murderer. As Teller's fond of saying, in magic, every time you want to write a new song, you have to invent the instrument.
Oh, yeah.
wow.
Musicians, they play different songs on the guitar. Once you've built that box that turns you into a tiger. If you now want to vanish an elephant, you got to build a whole different box.
Right.
And you got to invent how that box works. You got to do all that stuff.
Right.
So magic is really slow, which makes it a wonderful entertainment for live, but really hard for TV.
How long does it take when you come up with a new trick where all the other magicians figure it out?
It depends on the trick. You know, our bullet catch, you know, the close of our show in Vegas. I would say, if I was bullshitting, that nobody but us and our crew knows, but that's really not true. Probably 5, 6 other people who are smart enough figured it out.
It's that damn initialing of the bullet.
We
and
worked
the
on that
casing.
2 years every day. And that was 2 years every day once somebody had come to us with the piece of information that we thought made it a good trick. I mean, it's really, there's this trick we're working on now where we want to dress a cow up as an elephant and then do this whole Siegfried and Roy, we are conservationists. We have the very rare pygmy spotted elephant from the savannas of Africa. We're going to bring him out. We got this suit for a cow that makes it look like an elephant with a feed bag on it that has then the trunk that comes off that's washed, you know, dryer hose that Teller then manipulates with a string to make the snout move. And we want to do this really, really stupid trick of bringing a cow on stage dressed as an elephant and claiming absolutely it's an elephant, and then surrounded by the audience vanish it like that.
Wow.
So that people have to say this is really stupid. How the fuck did they do that?
Yeah, how did they do that? Right.
It came about because Teller and I were talking, and we said, we really should do a big animal vanish, but everything you do with big animals is cheesy. We're not going to do tigers. We're not going to do elephants. That's all hack shit. What are we going to do? We said, everybody knows cows are big and stupid. So, of course, I identify being big and stupid myself. You know, cows are much harder to handle than tigers. They're much harder to handle than elephants because they have the processing power of a 1992 watch. You know, they really don't know. They don't really know very much. So we've been working on this fucking trick for 4 years.
Wow.
And we have put in now, I just got the latest bill, we've now put in $120,000. And we have driven out to farms. We have our cow suit. We're out there going through cow shit, building, you know, mirror platforms around a living cow and talking to the guy and going, how much for you to be there every night with a cow and show up in your trailer? And it's going to be this cow. And how much can you train the cow? Can you make sure the cow won't run into the audience without us hobbling the cow? Because the audience can't think the cow's being mistreated.
Give him a shot.
Paralyze the cow.
So it takes us forever, and we think that when we get it done, we think we will fool people. You know, what we like to do is really stupid ideas that when you see them blow your mind.
Then you're amazed. I know. That's what we love about you guys.
But I don't like the stuff that you billboard it as a big, huge thing,
right?
And then do it. Who gives a fuck? But I like to come in under it. You know,
it's cheesy.
They've got a cow on stage. Who cares? Those dipshits got to, where'd it go? Where'd that fucking cow go? What do those dipshits do with a cow? That's what I want.
Right.
I want you to get home and go, boy, that cow bitch sure was. Where'd it go?
Yeah, but where'd it go?
But Penn, take me into your head for a second. So you work on a trick. You're saying this one's up to 4 years, a couple of years for some of these tricks, right?
Yeah.
Now you're going to try for the first time in front of a live audience. Are you shitting your pants at that point?
It's terrifying. And the other thing is that magic is binary. You know, if you're working on a comedy routine, it can be pretty good. You know, you can say, Jesus, in that whole bit, 5 bits didn't really land, but 10 of those jokes really landed. I'm golden. You know, you can do a thriller. You can do a slasher film. We got 3 good murders, 4 of them look stupid. We're fine. In a magic trick, if you don't fool people, you've got nothing left.
Right.
Nothing at all. People don't go, man, it was so close to fooling me. It almost.
Come close, yeah.
I almost had no idea. I mean, there is no such thing as close. There's no such thing as okay. There is just build a statue, stone them. There's nothing in between.
Right.
With that said, what was your biggest bomb? Have you ever told it? Well, what was the biggest one? I mean, you got the personality, though. You could pull it off.
There was a bit we did that we worked really hard on. And it was a great bit. Teller and I stripped naked. Once you've got middle-aged fat guys naked, you've got a great bit. But the idea was that we would have, that magicians always have something up their sleeve. So we would take off our shirts and then say, but we still have sleeves up here, take off our T-shirts. But we could have hidden something in our shoes, take off our shoes.
Right.
Could have something in our socks, take off our socks. Could be something hidden in our pants, take off our pants. So now we're both on stage in boxer shorts, and we would get two people from the audience, usually an older woman and usually a young guy. We bring them up on stage, and the crew would bring out these translucent little sheets of plastic they would hold, and then we would take off our boxer shorts. Then we would have the guy and the woman from the audience look under our cocks, under our balls, at our asses. And say, yeah, exactly. And the audience could see. I mean, they just did a thing in Vegas about nudity on stage in Vegas, and they have when full frontal nude for women, when topless, and Carol Dota and Jenna Jameson, and then right in the middle, first full frontal nude male on stage in a showroom in Vegas, Penn and Teller.
Congratulations.
Reading that going, who asked them to do this?
Right.
Who wanted this?
Do we want to go to this show?
And then we would stand on this platform and play this Penn and Teller music, and we would produce out of our hands, absolutely clean, about 4 liters of blood. And we were wearing, after we got examined, we also, these little T-shirts examined, we put on T-shirts that just hung down to our cockheads, just really short, like Carrie, white T-shirts. We produced about close to a gallon of blood each and poured it over ourselves out of nowhere. Absolutely. And then we would go, it was the end of the show, we would go out to the lobby to sign autographs. We would be there naked in soaked blood T-shirts, and our autographs would be giving palm prints and fingerprints to people in blood. And you can, on eBay, you can buy those. They cost money now.
Funny.
So that was the bit. It was a really good bit. And the magic on it was really difficult because although we were making fun of the fact that you hide things in your clothes, you actually hide things in your clothes. So there's the wall you're coming up against. Right. You're saying to people, you think we're hiding stuff in our clothes? Yeah. We sure like to be, but we're naked. So the whole thing had to be done with this elaborate fucking system on the stage that was a mirror environment that had to conceal a guy who had pumps and all this shit that was handing shit off to us. So we had essentially a vanish of a guy, but you never knew about the guy. So that there were 2 people you saw on stage, but there were actually 3. One was invisible. One had all this pumping equipment, and he's loading it to us, these little things. And we worked on this thing for years. And we spent zillions of dollars on it. And we rehearsed it to within an inch of our lives. I mean, it was kind of like, now, Penn, if you move your left arm 2 inches to the left, you get picked up in the mirror. We see your elbow. It gives the whole thing away.
Wow.
Keep the left hand in. Got to touch your side. Your right hand you do all your gestures with. Penn, watch it, because when your hair comes down into your face and you reach up to push it back, you pull your elbow out. We're seeing where the guy is. Through that. There's people rehearsing us. We have people sitting far stage right, far stage left in the balcony. Just guys rehearsing going, nope, saw it. Nope, saw it.
Wow.
Can't do that. All the lighting guys, everything else, everything perfect. And we do this. And we do it for about 2 weeks, and we are killing with it, and it's really great. I get up on the platform one night, you know what I mean? It's an 8-show week. We're in Detroit. 8-show week, man. It's the second show on a Saturday night. My second time being covered with blood that stains my skin, makes everything break out. I'm fucking tired from the night before, because even though I don't drink, I do fuck. So sometimes you get less sleep. The first show went okay. It's the second show. We do a fucking 2-hour show. I've been out there on stage talking. This is the finale. I am in another world. And once I strip all my clothes off and showed the guy my cock and balls and ass, the show's over for me. I'm just going to coast for the rest of it. I know where to keep my elbow. I know when to bring my head up to my hair. I know everything. I'm just thinking about where I'm going to eat. You know, the Denny's is okay, but I wonder if there's a place that's nicer that's still open this time. Well, it's Detroit. Probably the Denny's is the best we're going to do. Well, I'd kind of like a moon over my hammy. No, I had that the other night. Don't they have some sort of scramble? But I like their potatoes. Should I ask for the seasoned potato? That's all that's going through my head. There's nothing, no showbiz going through my head at all. I'm just deeply in Denny's going, better make sure they have decaf, because last time those fuckers, I know they gave me caffeinated coffee. I was up too late. That's why I'm so tired now. I got to sign autographs. Oh, that woman there in the front is pretty attractive. If she comes up and asks for an autograph, maybe she'll ask to see my dick. Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, that's all that's going through my head. And I have a prop in my hand, which is a handkerchief that I'm going to turn bright red. And I drop it, right? I drop it. Oh. It falls in a place it's not supposed to fall.
Oh, shit.
And I know that I need that piece of cloth to do the next bit. So some part of my animal brain, the part of my brain that's not at Denny's, the part of my brain that's actually on stage, says, you better pick up that cloth. Except the cloth has fallen behind this $80,000 chamber that we've built that's perfect and the most advanced magic ever. So I say, the music's playing, so I can talk. I'm not even mic'd up. I say to Teller, I dropped the fucking, what do I do? And Teller says, don't worry about it. Now, what Teller means by don't worry about it is we don't need the cloth.
Oh, okay.
Just produce it without the cloth. Just kind of bluff your way through. We'll be fine. Won't make no difference. Don't worry about it. For some reason, don't worry about it means to me, go and pick it up.
Don't worry about it. Pick it up.
So after spending all this time where my elbow is going to be, where my hair is going to be, where the lighting is going to be, perfect. I, like a farmer, walk directly behind the hidden compartment, and I disappear.
Oh, no.
So once I walk there, you know exactly what the whole mirror arrangement is. Because Penn's gone to pick this up. He reaches his arm down, the arm vanishes. He bends over, the whole head vanishes. Then you see the whole outline of the whole thing. You can see everything. You know exactly where the whole thing is, and the whole trick's being done. And I go, oh. I pick it up and stand back up, and the guy in the box, who is in this really uncomfortable, claustrophobic position, pumping out blood, working his fucking ass off, goes, why the fuck should I do anything when I'm working with a retard? You're the stupidest motherfucker on the planet. You're the stupidest motherfucker. Are you going to keep going? Should I even bother? Want me to join you on stage? Of course, nothing's mic'd and the music's playing. That's so funny. He's not saying to the audience, but he's saying to us, why don't I just come out for a bow? How about that, Penn? Open the compartment and show me. You stupid motherfucker. And Teller's standing there going, we're going to keep going with the bit? You want to keep going, or we just stand here now? What do you want to do? And I'm going, we just kind of keep going. And then it turns into this pause, a few more tricks go by, and I go, you said don't worry about it. Like, I didn't say don't worry about the trick. I said don't worry about the fucking handkerchief. So, yes, things can go terribly.
How did the audience handle it?
Horribly wrong. The audience thought, did they really take their clothes off? Were they really naked before?
Exactly.
One other thing, you mentioned mirrors. A lot of you guys use a lot of fucking mirrors, right? Mm-hmm. And a guy in his feedback, good question. When you're taking pictures,
in the audience?
Yeah, from the audience. Why isn't that fucking up the mirrors? You know what I mean?
You have to be real careful.
But you've even figured that shit out.
Yeah. You the angles are the same. You know, the way a 45-degree angle mirror works in magic. This is the simple thing. Is you're looking. Let's take the simplest one, which we would never use. But you've got a table on stage. Okay. Now you've got curtains behind it and curtains on either side. Okay, so picture that. Now, I put a 45-degree angle mirror with the corner facing you. That's why magic tables always have a leg in the middle. No other table in the world has a leg in the middle. But you've got to cover the seam. You got to cover the seam. That's where the seam of the mirror is. Because if you don't put it there, you see the. So they put us. We won't use one of those tables. His teller always says, "Yeah, as soon as I see a table with a leg in the middle anywhere outside of a magic show, believe me, we'll use it." But I've never seen one. So you put that there, and now what happens is you're looking right. And you look past the leg, and you think you see the curtain behind, and you're really seeing the curtain to the side. That's all that's happening. So now you can put anything under that table you want, and you can't see it because you're actually seeing the sides. Now, if you're in the audience taking a picture, okay, and you're not using a flash, which people don't usually do in a show.
No flash photography,
but it doesn't
please.
really matter because your flash is only going to go 10 feet, and no one's that close.
Right.
You take a flash, you take a picture, it's the same.
Gotcha.
It's the same angle exactly as your eye line, and we've checked all the eye lines.
The angle is.
But if you ever wonder, if you ever see a table on stage that has a leg in the middle, you say 45-degree angle mirror. And if you want to be really cool about it, you don't just say 45-degree angle mirror. You say 45-degree angle mirror. Why has your table got a leg in the middle? I've never seen one of those before, ever, anywhere in the world. It's only in magic shows. The legs probably got something to do with a fucking trick. I'm supposed to go do another show.
Yeah, I know. We just got the word,
some stuff to
unfortunately.
do.
This was
Penn,
great.
Thanks so much, man.
Thank you.
So great.
Always.
And
That's
what's
so
my book
fucking
called?
entertaining.
Fuck, I had it on my phone.
Go,
That's what it's called. Penn Jillette. Fuck, I had it
on
on
my
my
phone.
phone.
God fucking sucks, sir.
I got it. No, it's just that it's a long...
Atheist?
God knows, signs you may already be an atheist and other magical tales.
Penn Jillette, Simon & Schuster.
I read the first half, and I'm loving it. This guy's, as you
Penn's
know, a great storyteller.
Great storyteller.
So
fucking
great.
Can't wait for the
entertaining
second
as
half
hell,
of the
man.
book.
Thanks so much for coming in, Penn.
Thank you.
Thank
Great
you,
being
man.
here.
You're the best.
All right, we'll take a
we'll
quick
take a
break,
break.
and then we'll
Great
finish
seeing
up with Tom Papa.
Cool.
Stay there.
And now, the Opie and Anthony Show.
Holy shit, I would have said that yesterday was 9:14. We had such a hell of a show today. I forgot we started with that Scarlett Johansson stuff. Nude pics on the internet. Are people trying to prove they're fakes? Where are we at with the nude Scarlett Johansson pictures?
Like we said, there's always going to be conspiracy theorists, but nobody has been able to prove that they're fake. And this tattoo here
Yeah, she got one on her left
seems to
forearm.
match up with this mark here in the nude. See that right there?
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Yeah, and everyone's like, tattoo's on the wrong arm. Well, you would be tricked by mirrors at a magic show.
Yeah.
Because it's a mirror shot, you dummy.
Penn said it was real.
Yeah.
And he
it's
knows
gotta
all
be,
about
right?
Yeah,
mirrors.
he knows deception.
Yeah.
He really does. Fucking Penn.
What were you saying when you read his book that he doesn't drink at all, or he never drank?
You know, unfortunately, I really thought we had him till 10 because the last thing I wanted to ask him, he has these really wild parties that remind me of Anthony's wild parties. But the thing is, his are dry.
Really? Is he AA or is?
I don't know what his deal is.
No, I don't
Did
think
we
he's
ask
ever-
him?
No.
I think he just never had a desire, but he has these crazy fucking parties. People are getting naked and
Really?
and whatnot. And there's no alcohol or drugs. And then I told him outside the studio, I'm like, come on, someone's got to be wandering off, to be brave enough to get naked and all that. And maybe they're token on something, doing a little something when you're not looking. Because I don't know, I don't see it.
Yeah, he says he never drank in his whole life.
He takes pride in the fact that he could throw these bashes and there's no alcohol involved, and people are still just having a really good time.
That is pretty great.
And he talks about that in the book.
Right. I don't see being able to pull that off.
No.
Yeah.
I have trouble getting through a dinner. It's where everyone's enjoying themselves.
Exactly.
It's the circle of people he's around, I guess.
Yeah. I guess if everybody's doing card tricks and levitating at the tables,
Yeah,
it's
perhaps
kind
that's
of amusing.
entertaining enough for you not to need drinks. At my house, please, get the kegs are rolling.
Yeah, there's no showgirl showing up at my parties.
Yeah.
There's another great story in the book. All the stories so far, like I said, I'm only halfway through, where he had one of those Jewy Jews come up to him, and they didn't want to be like a hardcore Jew anymore and wanted to eat the pork and this and that. And fucking picked Penn to be the one to show him the light.
Oh, really?
And
like,
he describes
like
the whole.
Hasidic or
Yeah, man.
Really?
Orthodox?
Yeah, I guess Orthodox, whatever.
Wow.
Right.
Unorthodox, what is it?
Orthodox.
Orthodox. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's a great story in the book too, because they picked fucking Penn there.
Damn.
Wow.
So I took him out and got all the stuff you're not supposed to eat, and he goes through the whole thing in the book.
Well, I dated an Orthodox family, a girl from an Orthodox family. They were not pleased with me at all.
No, huh?
They weren't happy to have me around.
God, how'd
Are you
that
Jewish?
work out?
No.
Was she
So you're not
fun, or-
even Jewish.
I'm not Jewish at all. All my girlfriends growing up were always Jewish, and I grew up with a lot of. I just love Jewish girls, and this girl, but I grew up in Jersey. I went out with this girl in like the 5 towns in Long Island, and their family was Orthodox, and I came walking, and I always was Italian, Jewish. It always kind of close, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody the same kind of moms and family and love of family and all. So it always was cool. I walked into that Orthodox house, and it was like, "What are you doing here?" Oh. It was not. It did not go well.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
How long you last?
Like a year or so, and then I actually broke up with her over the phone because I didn't want to pay all the tolls to Long Island.
It's expensive.
It's expensive.
I understand.
You don't like me anyway.
Yeah.
A little proof coming in, I guess, right?
Yeah, we have a little more evidence.
Now, where did this picture of Scarlett Johansson's bedroom come from?
Okay, you
Life and
see
Style magazine.
This first picture, Scarlett Johansson, apparently her mansion is on the market.
Homesluxury.net.
And so this is her bedroom.
What's a mansion?
Right.
It's a large house.
A mansion.
A mansion.
Mansion. Why not a
mansion.
It's
How do
a
you
man
actually say
It should be
mansion?
like a man's cheek or something. I don't know. Whatever.
Sam says
Jimmy
mansion.
not here. It's a tribute.
Sam says mansion.
Love
Mansion.
Chip.
It's
Mansion.
How do you say it?
Mansion.
That's how I say it. Mansion.
No, it's slightly off.
Yeah, it is.
Mansion.
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 In a mansion.
In a mansion.
I'm going to live in a mansion with a yacht.
Mansion. Yeah. I am Elma J. Fudd, millionaire.
All right, what's up with the mansion?
Well, she's selling her house, so that's
What? No,
her
she's
mansion.
A mansion.
You hear it right?
Yeah, you're saying it
Mansion.
weird.
It's just subtle enough.
Yeah.
You're a weirdo.
I'm not. But this is the wallpaper.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Evidence.
Now,
Now,
the
look at the
Oh,
wallpaper.
wallpaper is the
It
same.
matches.
matches.
It does match.
Where's the bedroom, though? Oh, that's just the one she did in
That's
her
the one in the
lamp
bedroom.
is
her bedroom of her
The
mansion.
bedroom.
Yeah.
The bedroom.
Of her mansion.
Wow,
mansion.
man. See? The
What about the
wallpaper
lamp?
matches.
Yeah, is the lamp the same?
The lamp's on the other side.
Oh,
It looks
boy.
like she got a bigger
Lamps are
lamp
different.
Lamps are different.
Or unless there's a lamp right here
on the other
in the
side.
corner that we don't see.
Well, I don't know because it's on the
a
left
pretty-
side of the bed.
That's
It's a
right.
stubby bedroom for a mansion.
It really is.
that's how you say it. Mansion.
God, imagine crawling into that bed though
Mansion.
with that.
Well, that's part of this whole 914 thing. It's like you couldn't really imagine it before, but
No,
now
no.
can't get out of your head.
Unimaginable.
Yeah.
It really
Same
is.
thing. Just
Lovely.
Well, fuck. So what?
bury it.
What's the story behind these pictures? Anyone know anything yet? Like who leaked them, or did
she
she
took
want
'em.
Did she want them leaked?
Has anyone taken credit?
Nobody's taken credit yet that I've read, but I mean, I'm sure she wanted
It's
to
leaking my
send
dick.
them to a loved one, and
What is this?
They,
all of a sudden she changes the world.
wow.
She sure does.
What a
Sam.
radio
Got
show.
them out there.
What
Look at
happened?
this. I don't know. Someone's calling.
Let's go with it.
Answer it.
Answer it. Answer it.
What if it's about your power?
I don't like when it. Oh, hey. Oh, it's probably the alarm company. Hold on.
Oh, boy.
Oh no.
Trouble in the compound.
Hello? Hello?
Oh boy.
Hello?
It's good radio.
Hello?
Nothing. God damn, that just ruined our perfect show.
Call.
We were 15 minutes
we were
away from
so
a
close
fucking
to
perfect
perfection.
game. There was a
Could be a
fucking bloop
message.
single down the right field line. Fuck!
It might have been the
No one's
alarm.
going to give a fuck about a one-hitter.
Could be the alarm company because without power, the alarm has on battery backup, and then it kind of starts dying out. And
You don't
oh,
have
man.
power?
no, my
sometimes-
power went out at my house.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
Why?
I have no fucking clue. But I popped up my cameras and tried to look at neighbors' houses, but didn't quite see close enough, and it was a little too light out, so they didn't have lights on.
Why are
You
you?
should just move into a studio apartment and be done with all this.
I really
Why
should.
are you here?
What?
Why are you here?
I know. Well,
What do you mean?
I would fucking want to know why my house has no power.
Well,
Good radio show.
I had backup power long enough to check my cameras, and there was no shenanigans going on.
You're right.
So I don't know. Oh, a voicemail.
Maybe it's an illusion.
Oh, boy. All right, let's...
It's just an illusion.
Well, what's not an illusion, Tom Papa, is the fact you're going to be at Hilarities in Cleveland.
Yes, I'm
I
leaving
am the
tonight.
Meister.
Yes, Cleveland,
Meister,
here I
Master.
come.
Oh, you're leaving today?
I'm going to leave tonight, so I'll be doing shows Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Nice.
One of my favorite clubs in the country.
Where is Hilarities?
Hilarities, it's right
It's not
downtown.
It is downtown?
Yeah, it's right
downtown.
downtown.
Is where the zombies live.
It's
Well, we haven't been there in a couple of years, but isn't that the area where it looks like a ghost town?
no, it's that Pickwick area where right by the arena.
Oh, okay.
House of
Oh, yeah,
Blues,
yeah,
right
yeah.
across from the House of Blues.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a little happening. They got the cool restaurants and all that.
A little happening.
A little happening.
You said
Cleveland
that correctly.
happening. Cleveland happening.
I like
Cleveland.
It's not New York
happening.
happening, but it's Cleveland
People in
happening.
Cleveland are fucking loyal, man.
Where it all
Yeah.
happened.
And they love comedy.
Yeah.
Have you ever done the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
No.
You gotta do it once.
I've run around outside it.
You
On a
realize
jog.
you realize there's a lot of scumbag family members out there.
What do you mean?
It's like, oh, you need Hendrix stuff? Let me go in the attic.
Oh, really?
And it's just shitty stuff. Like, here's his Boy Scout uniform.
Oh, that's bad.
And they try to make it. They don't have cool stuff there.
It's not?
No.
Well, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, you'd
I
rather just
couldn't
listen
be
to the
bothered.
music. You know, you're right. I don't have
Yeah.
to see like the spoon that John Lennon ate
Right,
his
who gave
farina
a
with.
shit? Exactly. Oh.
And that's
So
about what you
true.
would get.
Yeah.
And I know the people from Cleveland, that's what all they got up there. They're going to be
Oh,
mad
I'm
at
sure
me,
it's
but-
nice. Well, they also have hilarities.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed with the Hall of Fame. I don't know what I was hoping for, but
Yeah. You were hoping to be blown away.
blown away.
Rock and roll!
Yeah.
No, it's a museum.
Oh, wait, I think I see my waterfall running. Hold on. That
Oh, thank
could
God.
mean...
That's
Thank
electric?
God.
Yeah, that's the pool pump.
Thank God.
All right, my waterfall's running. This could be power back on.
We almost started with a
all
tragedy and
breathe.
ended with a tragedy.
Yes, let me tell you. You are absolutely right, my friend.
We could all breathe. Thank
We
God.
can.
Thank God.
Now I got to reset
Thank
all
the
my
Lord.
cameras. They're pointing at all the neighbors' houses.
Hey, can I plug my XM show?
Oh, you
that's
have one
right.
On
too?
Friday?
We got competition.
I have Super Dave Osborne is my
Super Dave.
is my guest on Friday on Raw Dog at 6.
He's a curb guy.
He's a curb guy now.
Dave's
Yeah,
on
he's
Curb,
the
yeah.
funk mic. That guy is hilarious.
He's fucking hilarious
He's one
on
of the
Curb.
funniest people on the planet.
Yeah.
And he's one of those guys that can tell like jokes.
Like
Which
a real joke.
comedians can't really tell jokes. They're never funny. This guy is hilarious. He says cunt like 5 times in the interview.
Really?
It's like
I
Super
like
Dave.
that.
That's awesome.
You're just like, yeah, you're Super Dave. What are you doing? Say that.
Speaking of Curb, because Ann, I caught up. Well, sort of caught up. I saw the Bill Buckner episode.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
fuck
Yeah,
funny?
that was
funny,
really good.
man.
Fucking fuck you, Buckner. He's like, yeah, no, I understand. He was all cool about it.
Yeah.
God bless Buckner for just doing that.
So
For being
great.
like, really, that was the coolest thing he could have done.
I was like, yeah, it's a great move for him.
Yeah.
But that scene
Mr.
when
fucking Ball, you prick, motherfucker. He's like, and Larry David's all mad, but Buckner's like, it happens. I understand.
Right.
He's totally cool with it.
And then he catches the baby.
Yeah,
at the end.
yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
everyone. Just see your
It's
shows.
hilarious.
is that the same episode where the seat moves?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, when Susie Essman
at the end.
yeah,
is
getting off.
having an orgasm in the chair, and
he's
disgusted.
disgusted.
That was one of the funniest
Dude,
scenes of the
I
year.
yeah.
fucking howled last night watching that. Just how he was playing that.
Oh, no. She's going, oh, he's
He
going,
was
oh.
he was repulsed by it.
I fucking howled. That was funny.
It was really. I saw the first one last night, the original before it was a series.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
yeah,
yeah. Isn't that
Man,
weird?
So weird.
It's like done in this documentary style.
Have we seen
almost
it?
like it's on VHS or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
it's
yeah, really.
Have
shot
you seen that
weird.
before?
I've never seen it before.
They
Yeah.
just released it?
No, it was on cable last. It was
yeah.
on HBO last night, and they
But I mean, is that the first time it's on HBO?
no, they originally did it as a one-off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just that he was going to do his act again, and Garland follows around as the manager, and that they were just going to do that, and then it turned into the series.
Like
But
a mockumentary.
so many things from the series were in that,
Yes.
like the way he interacts with the public, people getting pissed at him,
Right.
the wife and Jeff, but they all look so young. How long
I know.
has it been
Isn't
on?
that odd? It's been on quite a few years.
10
More so than
years?
I thought.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They showed
like, could be 10 years.
Seinfeld talking at Gotham. He looked like a baby.
Yeah, he looked like young Seinfeld from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really.
How long has that show
really
been
weird.
on?
Let's see.
I'll go 7 years.
I think 10.
Did it go 10 years?
Confirmation?
It says it started in 2000.
2000.
11 years ago?
Wow.
No.
Yep.
Yeah, because they would take a long time between seasons.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You always got to wait
episodes.
that year or
Man,
so.
Larry
right?
got right to
80
work
episodes.
after Seinfeld. Holy
Jeez.
shit.
Larry's like, fuck, I want to continue doing this. If
That's
you
what
don't, that's your problem.
That's what an unhappy marriage will do. Send you right to work.
It is amazing to have produced a show like Seinfeld and then come out of it and have a successful show like that on your
Insane.
own. That does not fucking happen.
It's never happened.
Yeah.
Hey, who is Super Dave Osborne is the brother of who?
Mel Brooks.
Mel?
I mean, I'm sorry, Albert Brooks.
Oh, yeah.
Albert Brooks.
I didn't know that. Thank you, Kevin.
His
from
real name
Connecticut.
is Bob Einstein, which means that Albert Brooks' real name is Albert Einstein.
No.
I swear to God. And his father was a comedian. His parents, his father was like a vaudeville comic and stuff, and he names his kid Albert Einstein.
Albert Einstein. That's a little crazy.
But how crazy is that? Super Dave and Albert Brooks brothers.
That's unbelievable. I had no idea.
You could kind of see it.
It's insane.
Yeah,
You can see
you
it?
could see the resemblance.
Super Dave. And, I thought he was just Super Dave. He was a producer. He was the head writer on the Smothers Brothers. He produced Red Fox Show. He's got great stories about Red Fox.
I
Just
loved Red
hilarious.
Fox. Fuck
Oh, man, that guy's funny.
The old Super Dave, especially for the time, was just hilarious.
Hilarious.
Where he would do the stunts, and they would end up horribly.
Horrible.
And you could see, like, it's a dummy.
Right.
Really poorly done. Like,
Falling off a building.
Like old Three Stooges episodes.
Yeah.
The dummy, and then he'd get up.
A
And,
sack of rice.
yeah.
And then he would fall, and then they'd come over and interview him, and he'd be face flat on the concrete.
Yeah, I think I
just
can't
put the
feel
mic
my
up.
legs, but I think I'll be okay.
Can you get someone to help me? Can you please get someone to help me? And then they would run him over with a car.
Yeah.
the ambulance would pull up and run over him.
It was hilarious.
This is going to be the greatest stunt I've ever done.
How young he
This
was.
is going to be the greatest stunt I've ever done.
He'd talk it up
Yeah,
a lot before this
The
stunt.
whole show.
Yeah.
It was a half-hour show. The whole show would be, this is going to be amazing. We really worked really hard on this.
Thank you, Mike. And I want to say one thing to my wife and kids. I love you, and I'll see you soon. And I might sponsor Daytona Lavich Motors. Fellas, if I don't make it, it's not your fault. You've done it all.
It's not your fault.
Incidentally, Super Dave has been outfitted with a special transistorized microphone
He always
so
had
that
cool
we can
stuff,
be in
like-
full contact with him at all times.
Lithium
Once
coating.
again, good luck, Dave.
You're ready.
Here I go.
All right, he's gonna.
All right, I'm okay.
he's in his
Mike.
car.
Feel good. It's a beautiful day.
Oh, they're
for us.
picking. Oh, it's a junker picking it up and putting it into a car crushing machine, I believe.
Giant crane just picks
While
it
he's
up.
in it.
I'm all right, Mike. I hurt my left arm a little bit, and I got a little headache, but as long as I keep my car in position, I'll be all right. I got to get the back wheels up top, and then I'll swing around in. There we go. All right. Good landing.
in a car
Now
crusher.
I'm
He's in a
okay right
car
now.
crusher.
The steering wheel is pushing me back a little bit, but I'm okay. I'm in the holy.
And now the car comes out as a little block and he's in it. That shit was funny, man.
Like a tin
Mike,
can.
I'm okay, but you can't see it. Oh my God.
It picks it up again. Now it's putting the chunk back into the car crusher.
Oh.
Plops in front of the announcer. There you go. Yeah.
Mike, you there?
It's just
Mike,
smashed metal.
Yes, you all right, Super Dave?
No, I don't know, Mike. I think I'm okay. As soon as I get out of here, I'll buy you a beer.
In a crushed
I
car.
can barely put into words the excitement I feel at this very moment. Frankly, I didn't give him more than a 30% chance of coming back. Well, there you've seen, ladies and gentlemen, a daredevil feat that, as far as these eyes are concerned, will never be surpassed.
Mike?
Congratulations, Super Dave Osborne, and to your wife and children.
Can you get me out of here?
Yes, this is Mike Walden speaking for a happy crew and an elated Dave Osborne
old school
from
announcers.
Stockholm, Sweden,
yeah.
returning you to our regular programming.
That shit was
Mike, you're a
hilarious.
putz. Are you leaving?
It's funny.
I can hear your footsteps. My ears to the ground. Oh, I'm in deep trouble.
Did like 6
Well,
seasons
it's
of
not
this.
all bad. John Boehner, I want to thank you for the opportunity
right?
of doing this.
That's a great.
And it's so funny because like I did the interview at his house, and he's just hilarious, and gives me all the Super Dave stuff on the way out, and I bring home the Super Dave DVD, and my kids who are 9 and 6, I just spent this hour with them laughing, crying. Just so funny, like on an adult level. He's filthy. And then I popped the DVD, and my kids watched 2 straight hours. Hilarious.
Oh,
Just
really?
laughing, dying. Yeah.
It is
So it holds
amazing.
up.
It holds up.
That's great. So when's the show on again, Tom?
It's on Friday at 6.
On what channel?
On 99.
99.
Raw Dog.
Very good.
Come to Papa.
You like doing the radio?
I like it. I love meeting these people. Really.
Yeah.
It's an
they
excuse to
come in,
sit
you're like,
down
yeah,
with
that's
these.
kind of cool.
Yeah. It's like Mel Brooks and Carl Reiner. And
You talked to Mel Brooks?
I went to Mel Brooks' office and hung
What does
out with
his
him
office
for an
look like?
hour. Just this little office in a studio in
Nothing,
L.A.
No big deal to it?
No big deal, but you're sitting there and it's like a little poster of Blazing Saddles
Yeah,
and
you
Young
know.
Frankenstein.
Yeah, a couple of movies,
Just
couple of small
things
movies.
you might have heard of, Spaceballs, and you're just like sitting there with Mel Brooks, and he's telling you these stories about Gene Wilder. It's just like
What?
it's insane.
Surreal.
It's totally insane.
Maybe that's not his real office. He didn't want to bring you to the real one.
What do you think? The real one's all gold. Carl Reiner just sitting in the corner.
Gold-plated everything. He's like, oh, Tom Papa? No, let's do the...
Let's go to the backup office.
The satellite office.
Yeah, satellite office. But yeah, meeting the people is the best
How
part
old's
of it.
Mel Brooks now? He's got to be in his 80s.
85, I think.
Wow. He's still with it?
So with it. Smart, funny, just... I left there feeling so lazy.
Really?
I was like, man, this guy has made so much stuff.
I saw him on Curb too. He was on an episode of Curb.
Oh,
when-
yeah?
Yeah, when Larry was supposed to be in The Producers.
Oh, right.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which was fucking great.
right.
And yeah, he was really good in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like a comedy force, that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
You know, wrote Blazing Saddles with Richard Pryor.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then, you know, go 30, 40 years later, he's biggest hit ever on Broadway.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
know, right? How does that work?
That scope.
What do you think happened with Blazing Saddles? The ending just falls the fuck apart. I still love the movie, but
I know. It has. I watched it again.
Yeah.
You know, just in prepping to go see him.
You think they just said, no, let's just blow this thing up this way, or they thought it was going to be the best way to end it? I would love to get in his head about that.
Zany ending.
Yeah.
It was the time, I think.
Yeah, and I think he's just one of those guys that just you get a gut instinct and just go and
Yeah.
you
Or
know.
maybe they just didn't know how to wrap it up.
Without that,
Yeah.
though, you wouldn't have gotten the dance sequence with the gay guys and
Right.
what's his name?
right.
Yeah. God.
Caddyshack got
What's that?
ridiculous, too, at the end. Great movie, and then just...
Stripes.
Stripes.
Same thing.
Yeah, Stripes,
We talk
same
about
thing.
Stripes.
First half of Stripes.
First half
great.
of Stripes was great.
Yeah, and then you get overseas, you're like, what's happening?
That's a little odd.
It's
They're
another movie. Is this a double feature?
having a machine gun battle.
right.
Like, what, people
That
could be
weird
hurt.
truck.
Yeah.
I know. It's like, wait, let's go back to basic training.
Like,
There must have been a lot of
I
fucking
kinda-
pot or something going on.
my two favorite scenes in that movie is the push-ups, where he's trying to do the push-ups. He goes, "Okay, that's none." And the other one, when he asks if they're homosexual, he goes, "You mean like flaming?" Fucking two of the best lines in that movie.
Right.
But we're willing to learn?
Yeah, yeah.
That's it, right?
He goes, "Yeah, no, but we're willing to learn."
Right. I always remember when he had the girl back in the house when they snuck into the house and he took the spatula. She's up on the stove
on her
and
ass.
spatulaing her
PJ
ass.
Souls. She was like the shit
Oh,
back in that
man.
day.
I was like
she was like
14.
Rock and Roll High School. She was in that. She was that girl that when you watch those movies on the old Cinema 100 and some of those cable outlets when they would first
That's her?
Girl Next Door with just that hair.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's not
That's
her.
not
is it?
her.
No.
Oh, Jesus.
That would be her now. That would be like the new version of her.
That's her right there.
Yeah, that hair with the bangs and the long hair.
Yeah,
back
she had the
and
bangs and the pigtails.
How all
in
girls
and-
wore their hair back then.
Let's see what she looks like today, guys.
Oh, what are you doing?
But
What do you mean today?
Well, you know, it's
Well, you know, you can still see it in the eyes.
yeah.
Still see it in the eyes.
Yeah, the eyes don't change, really.
You couldn't even get her. Oh,
Quick,
fellas.
Scarlett Johansson, quick, stop.
Everything's back. There it is. guys.
Don't go back to that, Sam.
One day there'll be people sitting around.
No, don't do that.
What are you doing that for?
Come on. Look at that fucking tit.
Nudie nude.
One day they'll be like, remember Scarlett Johansson, how hot she was?
Oh, let's look at what she looks like now.
Scarlett.
Go back to the old bit. Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson.
But Scarlett will live on in that picture.
She will.
Forever.
She is delicious.
Fuck, man.
What a tragedy.
I'm going to
How
call
long before my hand is just wrapped solidly around my shaft, and I have a fucking, like, I have the most detailed fantasy of how I get to that ass.
I could see you in that moment tonight, and then all of a sudden, all the power goes off in the compound.
My computer's like, fuck this.
Kevin from Connecticut, he's good with the fact. You want to guess how old PJ Souls is?
I would say she is 58.
I'm going to go with 56.
61. Oh. That's our childhood right there. She's
grandma.
now a 61-year-old woman.
Grandma. She was born in
wow.
1950.
Holy shit.
That's, yeah.
For 61, she looks good.
Think about that. She's 61 and Farrah Fawcett's dead.
Right.
There you go.
That is.
Teenage.
I was
grade
just
school.
Actually,
She should have kept her ass cleaner.
Oh, what happened? Boy, thank you. You're getting more pictures of her looking older and older.
Just stay home. At a certain point, stay home.
Yeah.
Let us remember.
I want to be alone. That's it. Just sequester yourself.
Just let us remember.
Oh, let us remember that. Remember that.
Yeah, with the
She's got
ponytails.
her, like, braid ponytail.
Yeah.
She's wearing a little baseball cap.
Adorable.
The big tight eyes.
She was the shit back
That's the thing.
then.
If you start your career, like, being funny looking, you can go forever.
You really can, yeah.
You start a career like that, you're really limited shelf life.
You know what else is bad? There are some people that start their career in their 30s, yet they look like they're in their 20s.
Yes.
And that is not a good thing, because within 10 years, people are going like, what the fuck happened?
What happened to that?
There's Jamie Lee Curtis on the right.
God, she does look like a boy
adorable.
when she was younger, man.
Like what?
Boy, there's rumors about.
Oh, the hermaphrodite thing?
You could see some fucking.
She looks like
male
Shaun
features
White
in that.
there. She has a smoking body, or she had one anyway.
Yeah. She was
you know,
great. Stripes. She was adorable.
Yeah.
That spatula scene. I'll always think about that.
Yeah.
That's her new.
Oh, shit. Yeah, yo. That's 70s.
That is
looking
70s,
good, man.
yeah.
That's a 70s body.
You don't need a six-pack to be sexy.
No. She got them bloomers on. What's a thong? A thong is something a
why would
fucking
you do that, Sam?
porn star wears.
Oh, jeez.
Back then, it was full back panties. Fucking nothing sexy about them. You wanted those things off ASAP. Now, a nice fucking boy shorts with a fucking thong way up the hip. Back then, it was like this frilly-legged panty that went down half
Just
thigh.
fabric.
Came up to the fucking... It had a panel that fucking held in the belly.
That's right. That upper torso part.
Custom made for clips that held a big Kotex pad in it.
Those days you didn't hang out in your underpants.
No,
it was all on or all off.
No, the second you started taking the pants off, the underpants came off at the same time.
Right.
Now you take the pants off and let them lay in the panties so you could kind of see a little mound. You could see the leg, the ass, and then you work your way. You do a little of that heavy, warm breathing through the panties, even. Back then, it was like you would just grab, your fingers would hook, you'd grab in the panties and the waistline of the pants, and the whole fucking thing would come down. I don't even want to know
It
what
was
your
like
panties
playing
look
that
like.
parachute game as a kid.
Yes. Who needed those disgusting panties back then with that cotton insert in the middle that God knows what it was soaking up? Oh, you ladies, you've come a long way, baby.
Yep, a long way. Giant bras and underpants.
Yeah. With those frilly things around the legs
If
that
you
were
had
way
to, you
too
could go to
low.
the beach.
Yeah.
With a parasol.
Back in the 20s.
Right. Parasol and a hat. You're ready for the ocean.
Meeting up with a guy with a handlebar mustache, lifting those round barbell weights, the spheres on the end of a rod. How unsexy. And lest we not forget the tons of hair that would come out the side of those panties, too. God. Women just naturally had more hair. Fuck the shaving thing. Like, if women now go without shaving,
It wouldn't
Not
even grow
all of
like
them.
that.
But yeah, it just doesn't grow like that anymore.
It's evolution.
Women have evolved in like 20 years. Yeah. What happened? It's amazing.
It's the hormones in the chicken.
You think it's the hormones in the chicken. Blame it on
They
that.
always blame it on the hormones in the chicken.
It's quite exciting.
That's a good answer to have just in your back
That's
pocket if
right.
someone asks you something.
For
It's the hormones in the chicken.
Wow, you really have love handles now.
Yeah, it's the hormones in the chicken.
What happened there?
Well, let's call this. I'm going to
This
call
was
this.
great.
Let's call
I'm
it.
gonna
This is
call
my
this.
first time sitting in the whole way. I loved
This is
it.
great.
I'm going to call this a perfect show today.
Yeah, I would.
Woo!
Yeah, we don't call many perfect shows, but I'm going to say this was a perfect show.
Glad I could be here for it.
I mean, the day we fucking saw Scarlett Johansson nude.
Yeah, we can
on the
remember
internet.
that. in
It's a good
history.
liftoff.
It was a good liftoff, and then it just got better after
Go
that.
up, zoom in on the ass, please. Yeah, zoom in.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see.
Oh yeah.
What a tragedy.
Wait, I could picture something.
Never forget. Never forget, guys.
You see
Never
the-
forget.
I won't forget because I'll be looking at it constantly.
You see the darkness right there? You know what that
I
is,
see the
right?
darkness right
Yeah,
there.
You know what that is,
Little
right?
Getting closer.
That's right. Let's see. Let's focus on the darkness.
Getting closer. Let's see how far we can go.
Yeah, let's see if we
I
get
want to
right
see
up
the
that
darkness.
crack.
Get right up the crack.
Let's see what the darkness is sporting
Come on.
there.
Go,
Come
go,
on.
go, go.
Go, man, go.
Go,
All right,
go
now
down.
lift up.
All right.
All right.
Now I feel like you guys are exploiting it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at the darkness.
Tom, you know what goes where the darkness is, right?
Your fucking nose, your tongue, your face. Oh. God, is that great?
Oh,
Your kid's Little League trophy, whatever.
Oh, whatever.
Whatever's
that's where
around.
that's where Penn Jillette keeps the rabbit.
the dove.
Yes.
The poor dove.
Oh, my God.
All right, it's Tom
I am going
Papa.
to fuck with that photo in Photoshop today and clear it up. I know how to
You
do
need
oh, I
power
could
at the
do this.
compound. You have
Yes.
some photoshopping to do.
I'm getting emergency generator feed if the power
Just
goes
so you
out
can fix
again.
that photo. Listen,
Yes.
Tom Papa on Twitter. He's a really good one to follow, by the
Oh,
way.
hell yeah.
He really is. And Tom's going to be at Hilarities in Cleveland. We love Tom on the show, and hopefully we could use you more. man.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'll
right.
be in New York for a while now.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
And Penn Jillette, he was great, too.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah,
pick up his
hilarious.
Pen
Doing
and
real well.
whoever the fuck got those pictures of Scarlett, bless you.
Is it I Like Girls Daily officially?
God
Yeah.
bless.
Yes.
Never
God
forget.
bless. God
She was
bless.
really the one that got him.
Yeah, I guess so.
I Like Girls Daily. No offense to you, Tom Papa, but my favorite person to follow on Twitter is I
course.
Like Girls Daily.
Yeah,
Simple as that.
Even a close second.
I will follow.
Tom's a close second.
will follow.
He really is. Tom Papa's a close second.
But you know what? Hard act to fucking follow now on that on that Twitter page.
Yeah, good luck,
Good luck.
Girls Daily.
Yep. Good fucking luck.
Who else you gonna have? In
Yeah.
there?
You
got-
mean this raises the bar?
The bar is fucking. You can't even see it.
We understand
It's in
that.
Cloud City.
The first time we had dice on it, we
Yeah.
fucking had to keep raising the bar.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we ever did.
I think you did.
You think so?
Think so?
Today you raised the bar. It's a
I'm going to
perfect
shut up
show.
before the perfect show
Perfect
is
show.
ruined. Hey, Sam,
Yeah,
you got to ask Mario Lopez one question.
that's right. I did. AC Slater.
Nice. We leave you with this. Thank you, Tom Papa.
See you guys.